Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. How many dreams have you buried because the timing wasn't right? How many opportunities have you missed because you hesitated? Today, I'm not here to pat you on the back or tell you it's okay to wait for the perfect moment. I'm here to light a fire under you because the clock is ticking and your dreams don't care about your excuses. You've been saying, I'll do it tomorrow for too long, but let me tell you, tomorrow's a liar. There's no next time, no later, no someday. There's only one now. So if you're ready to stop playing small, stop making excuses, and take back control of your life, then stay locked in. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to get IT done. Let's start with the truth, the raw, unfiltered truth that most people are too scared to face. Excuses are lies. They're stories you tell yourself to justify not showing up for your own potential. And the worst part, you believe them. You believe them so deeply that they become part of who you are. But today we're tearing those excuses apart because they're the chains keeping you from your greatness. How often have you told yourself, I don't have time? Let me tell you something, time is the one resource you have in equal measure to the most successful people on this planet. Jeff Bezos, Serena Williams, Elon Musk, they all have the same 24 hours in a day that you do. The difference, they don't waste theirs. They don't scroll endlessly on their phones, binge watch series for hours, or wait for someone to tell them what to do next. They OWN the time because they decided that their goals matter more than their excuses. And maybe for you, it's not about time. Maybe you tell yourself, I don't have the resources. Here's what you need to hear. Success isn't about resources, it's about resourcefulness. If you're hungry enough for something, you'll find a way. If you don't have money, learn a skill. If you don't have connections, start networking. If you don't know what to do, Google it. We live in the most connected era in human history, and still people want to act like they're helpless. You're not helpless, you're just not hungry enough. Excuses are seductive. They make you feel safe. They allow you to sit in your comfort zone and justify not stepping into the unknown. It's too hard, you say, but let me tell you, this growth doesn't happen in comfort. Nobody becomes great by staying safe. Every excuse you make is just a way to protect yourself from failure, rejection, or disappointment. But what you don't realize is that the longer you protect yourself, the further you push your dreams away. The price of safety is stagnation. Think about this for a second. What have your excuses cost you? How many opportunities have you missed because you told yourself you weren't ready? How many times have you let fear convince you to wait? Look around at your life right now. If you're not where you want to be, I guarantee your excuses are part of the reason why. And if you're tired of being stuck, if you're tired of living below your potential, then it's time to make a decision, a real decision to stop letting excuses run your life. But let's be real. Owning your excuses isn't easy. It's going to hurt. It's going to feel uncomfortable to admit that you've been the one holding yourself back. You might even feel angry or ashamed. Good. That's the fire you need to make a change. You can't fix a problem until you face it. And you can't face it if you're too busy hiding behind excuses. This is about accountability, the kind of accountability that makes you stop blaming circumstances, people, or bad luck and start looking in the mirror. So how do you own your excuses? Start by calling them out. Write them down. Every single one. Be honest. What have you been telling yourself that's been keeping you stuck? Maybe it's, I'm too old, I don't have the experience, or I'll start when things settle down. Write them down, look at them, and ask yourself, are these facts or just fears dressed up as facts? 9 times out of 10, they're just fears. And once you see them for what they are, you can start dismantling them. Next, replace those excuses with actions. If you've been saying, I don't have time, then make time. Wake up an hour earlier, cut out distractions, prioritize what matters. If you've been saying, I don't have the skills, then learn them. Take a course, read a book, find a mentor. If you've been saying, I'm not ready, then get started anyway. Perfection is a myth, and waiting for it is just another excuse. Here's the bottom line, excuses will never serve you. They will never move you closer to your goals. And they will never make you proud of yourself. When you let go of excuses, you step into power, the power to control your destiny, to create your future, and to live a life you're proud of. But it's a choice, and it's a hard one. Are you willing to make it? Because let me tell you this, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to hand you the life you dream of. If you want it, you have to go get it. And to get it, you have to own your excuses, destroy them, and replace them with action. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Every step you take away from excuses and toward ownership is a step closer to the life you're meant to live. So what's it going to be? Another day lost to excuses, or the first day of owning your power? The choice is yours. And I hope for your sake that you choose to get IT done. Time. It's the one thing you can never get back. Once it's gone forever. Yet, so many people act like they have an unlimited supply of it. They waste hours, days, and years waiting for the right moment, waiting to feel ready, waiting for everything to fall perfectly into place. But let me break this to you. Time doesn't wait for you. It moves forward relentlessly, whether you're ready or not. And the more you delay, the more opportunities you lose. Every day you wake up, you're handed a gift minus 24 hours. That's 1,440 minutes or 86,400 seconds. The question is, what are you doing with them? Are you spending them wisely or throwing them away on distractions, procrastination, and fear? Because here's the truth, your time is your life. How you spend it determines the person you become and the legacy you leave behind. Yet most people treat their time like it's a cheap commodity, not realizing how precious it is until it's almost gone. Think about this for a moment. How many dreams have you let slip by because you told yourself, I'll do it later? How many goals have you postponed because you thought you had plenty of time? Now, look at where you are. Are you any closer to those dreams? Or are you still stuck in the same place, telling yourself the same excuses and hoping for a better future that never seems to arrive? Here's the hard truth. Time doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care if you're scared and uncertain or unprepared. It just keeps moving. And every second you spend hesitating is a second you'll never get back. You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment because it doesn't exist. The perfect moment is a myth. The only moment you have is now. But here's the good news. You don't have to be a victim of time. You can take control of it. You can choose to stop wasting and start using it to build the life you want. It starts with a decision and commitment to stop procrastinating and start acting. Because no matter where you are in life, it's not too late to change. As long as you're breathing, you still have time to make an impact. But you have to act now. Imagine this, you're lying on your deathbed, looking back on your life. What do you see? Regrets? Missed opportunities? A list of things you said you'd do someday but never got around to? Or do you see a life full of action, growth, and purpose? That vision is entirely up to you, but it's shaped by the decisions you make right now. So stop waiting. Stop telling yourself you'll start tomorrow, next week, or next year. Start today, start this minute. Take one step toward your goals, no matter how small. Because those small steps add up. They build momentum. And before you know it, you'll be further than you ever imagined. Remember, time is a great equalizer. It doesn't matter where you come from, how much money you have, or what your circumstances are. Everyone gets the same 24 hours in a day. The difference is how you use them. Will you spend your time wisely, or will you let it slip through your fingers? The choice is yours, but make no mistake, every second counts. The clock is ticking. What are you going to do about it? Many people think that success is all about working harder, grinding nonstop, and pushing yourself beyond your limits. But here's the truth. Hustle without purpose is just movement, it's not progress. You can work all day long, put in countless hours, and still end up feeling unfulfilled if you're not working towards something meaningful. The key to real success is not just hard work, but focused, intentional work that moves you closer to your goals. You've probably heard the phrase, work smarter, not harder. It's more than just a catchy slogan. It's the foundation of success. You can't just throw yourself into any task and expect results. You need a roadmap, a clear destination, and a strategy to get there. Too many people hustle without a plan, blindly working that if they put in enough effort, things will magically fall into place. But that's not how it works. Effort without direction leads nowhere. You have to know where you're going, why you're going there, and how to get there efficiently. Purpose is what gives your hustle meaning. It's the fuel that drives your work and gives every task you do a reason for being. When you hustle with purpose, you're not just grinding for the sake of grinding, you're putting your energy into the things that matter most. You're focused on your goals and aligned with your vision. Every action you take, every hour you spend is a step towards something bigger than yourself. And when your hustle is tied to purpose, it doesn't feel like work anymore. It becomes passion. It becomes motivation that doesn't need to be forced or faked. The key to success isn't just about getting things done, it's about getting the right things done. That's where purpose comes in. Without purpose, your energy gets scattered and you can easily lose focus. When you have a clear purpose, however, you can make every decision count. You know exactly where to direct your efforts. And you can say no to the distractions that aren't helping you get closer to your goals. Think about the most successful people in the world. They didn't just hustle, they hustled with intention. They had a clear vision of what they wanted to achieve, and every action they took was strategically aimed at making that vision a reality. Success doesn't come from working yourself in the ground, it comes from working smarter, not harder. And working smarter starts with understanding why you're doing what you're doing. You've got to define your purpose. Without it, you'll be drifting through life without direction, unsure what you want and where you're going. And when you don't have a clear purpose, it's easy to get discouraged. because you're not seeing the results you expect. But when your hustle is aligned with your purpose, the results will follow. Purpose gives you the drive to keep going even when the going gets tough, because you're not just working for the next paycheck or the next milestone, you're working for something bigger than that. You're working for a life you're proud of, a legacy that will last. Hustling with purpose means focusing on your vision, cutting out distractions, and committing yourself fully to your goals. It means finding the why behind every task and making sure your actions are aligned with your true desires. Without purpose, hustle is just busy work. But when you hustle with purpose, every move you make brings you closer to the life you've always wanted. So ask yourself, what is your purpose? What is the bigger vision that drives you? Once you define that, everything else will fall into place. You'll know exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to stay on track. And once you start hustling with purpose, you'll see your progress multiply. Success is not comfortable. In fact, it's downright painful at times. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. If you want to succeed, you have to embrace the pain. Pain is the price of progress, the cost of transformation. Every goal worth achieving, every dream worth pursuing will require you to face discomfort, struggle, and resistance. And you have to be willing to push through it. The pain barrier is something everyone encounters when striving for something great. It's that moment when you hit the wall when you're tired, discouraged, and tempted to quit. The problem is most people don't realize that hitting the walls is a sign of growth, not failure. The wall is there to test your determination, to see if you're truly committed to your goal. And if you stop when you hit the wall, you'll never know what's on the other side. But if you press through, that's when the real transformation happens. When you start pushing toward your goals, the initial excitement fuels you, but eventually the novelty wears off and the pain sets in. Maybe it's physical exhaustion, maybe it's emotional fatigue, maybe it's the mental toll of setbacks, failures, and self-doubt. But no matter what form it takes, pain is a signal that you're pushing your limits, and that's exactly where growth happens. You can't build strength without resistance. You can't grow without discomfort. Think about the most successful people in the world. Do you think they became great by avoiding pain? Absolutely not. They embraced it. They knew that the pain they felt in the moment was temporary, but the results would last forever. Every time they pushed through, they got stronger. Every time they endured the struggle, they got closer to their goal. Success isn't for the faint of heart. It's for those who are willing to endure the hardship, the discomfort, and the pain that comes with it. But here's the key. It's not about avoiding pain. It's about how you handle it. You don't have to like it, but you have to learn how to work with it. You have to reframe the way you see pain. Instead of viewing it as a signal to stop, see it as a signal to go harder. When you feel like quitting, that's exactly when you need to push forward the most. When it hurts, when your body and mind are screaming for you to stop, that's the moment you're on the edge of breaking through. That's the moment where most people quit. But if you keep going, you'll be the one who succeeds. Every obstacle you face, every challenge, every painful experience is a stepping stone. It's an opportunity to grow, to get better, and to prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you think. The pain won't last forever, but the strength you gain from it will. Every time you press past that barrier, you build resilience. You build grit. You build character. So don't shy away from the pain. Lean into it. Let it fuel you instead of draining you. Understand that pain is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're on the path to success. It's not about avoiding the discomfort. It's about using it to your advantage. The more you push through, the stronger you'll become, and the closer you'll get to the person you're meant to be. Pain doesn't define you. Your ability to overcome it does. Keep going. Your breakthrough is on the other side. Motivation is a powerful feeling. It can fuel you, inspire you, and get you moving when things seem impossible. But here's the truth. Motivation is fleeting. It's inconsistent. Some days you'll wake up feeling unstoppable, ready to take on the world. Other days you'll struggle just to get out of bed. Motivation is like a spark. It can ignite you for a moment, but it doesn't last long unless you turn it into something more sustainable. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is the true driver of success. It's the ability to show up and do the work even when you don't feel like it. It's the commitment to your goals regardless of how you're feeling in the moment. Motivation will fade, but discipline is what keeps you moving forward when things get tough. Discipline doesn't require you to feel inspired or excited. It simply requires you to stick to your plan no matter what. It's the daily actions, the small choices, and the consistent effort that over time lead to massive results. Think about it. If you relied solely on motivation to get things done, you quit at the first sign of resistance. You give up when the excitement wears off or when things get difficult. But discipline doesn't let you quit. Discipline is what makes you show up every single day, even when you're tired, distracted, or unsure. It's the quiet force that pushes you to keep working even when you don't feel like it, to continue putting in the effort when motivation is nowhere to be found. Building discipline is not easy. It requires you to develop habits that support your long-term goals, not just your short-term desires. It requires making sacrifices and doing the hard work when you'd rather take the easy road. But once you've cultivated discipline, it becomes your secret weapon. It creates momentum that carries you through the difficult days and keeps you on track to achieving your vision. Motivation can make you feel good in the short term, but discipline gets results in the long term. It's the foundation of every successful person's journey. Whether it's waking up early to train, sticking to a diet plan, or putting in the extra hours to build your business, it's discipline that leads to success, not motivation. So stop waiting for motivation to strike. Stop relying on fleeting bursts of inspiration to fuel your progress. Instead, build discipline into your life. Develop routines and systems that make success inevitable, regardless of how you feel. When discipline becomes a part of who you are, it transforms you. It transforms your mindset, your work ethic, and your ability to achieve what you set out to do. Discipline doesn't guarantee that every day will be easy, but it guarantees that you keep going, even when things get hard. And in the end, that's what separates the dreamers from the achievers. Dreamers are motivated by excitement and inspiration. Achievers are disciplined enough to show up day in and day out, no matter what. It's not about waiting for motivation. It's about creating the discipline to keep pushing, keep growing, and keep moving forward. The choice is yours. Rely on motivation that comes and goes, or build the discipline that will carry you through every challenge. Because in the end, it's discipline that will get you where you want to go. Consistency is the most underestimated and powerful tool you can have in your arsenal. Everyone talks about having big dreams and making massive strides, but what separates those who succeed from those who don't is the ability to show up consistently day in and day out, no matter how small the progress may seem. People often think that success comes from one big explosive moment, the breakthrough that suddenly makes everything fall into place. But in reality, success is the sum of small, consistent actions taken over time. Think about it. If you were to work on something for 30 minutes every day over the course of a month, that's 15 hours of effort. If you keep this up for a year, that's 365 days of consistent work. Now, imagine what could happen if you dedicated that kind of focus and consistency to your goals. What you're doing today may seem small, even insignificant, but over time, those small actions compound, and that's where the magic happens. The power of consistency is in its cumulative effect. Most people give up too soon. They work hard for a week, a month, or even a few months, but when they don't see immediate results, they quit. But here's the thing, success doesn't show up right away. It requires time and consistent effort. Just like a seed takes time to sprout, your hard work needs time to grow and bear fruit. It's easy to start, but it's those who stay consistent, who keep showing up even when they don't see the results immediately, that eventually reap the rewards. Consistency isn't glamorous, it's not flashy. It doesn't come with instant recognition or praise. But it is powerful because it's the backbone of progress. Consistent action, no matter how small, leads to mastery, to improvement, and to a momentum that becomes unstoppable. Whether it's in your fitness, your career, or your personal growth, the more you show up and keep doing the work, the better you get. Each small step adds up to something bigger than you could ever imagine. When you're consistent, you're building a foundation. You're building habits that support your goals, and as those habits solidify, they become second nature. Consistency leads to discipline, and discipline leads to success. It's the consistency of getting up early, working hard, staying focused, and pushing through days when you'd rather quit that ultimately pays off. The beauty of consistency is that it makes success inevitable. If you keep showing up, even on the days you don't feel like it, you will eventually see results. And those results, once they start to appear, will give you the confidence to keep going. It's a self-perpetuating cycle. The more consistent you are, the more momentum you build, and the more unstoppable you become. So don't get discouraged by the slow progress. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that because you're not seeing overnight success, your efforts aren't working. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. If you keep showing up every day, working at goals, no matter how small the steps seem, you will see the fruits of your labor. Consistency is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And with it, you'll turn your dreams into reality.